morning students, welcome back after Diwali break. In today's class we will see chapter number 8 from history, that is women, caste and reform. So chapter is lengthy, so 2 parts will be there, and in today's class we are going to see the part 1 or the first part. So let's move on to the topics. First topic says working towards change. Nowadays, girls have equal rights as boys. We are now comparing the present situation of the girls. So, wherein the girls have equal rights as of boys. This was not the same 200 years ago. Children were married at a very early age. Men from Hindus and Muslims could marry more than one woman. So, they can keep more than one wife. So, women were subject to many restrictions like no education, performing sati, no property rights, etc. So, we will going to see what is the practice of sati and all. So, there were so many restrictions for women if we see around 200 years ago. That is no education, and they have to follow strict rules and regulations, no property rights, etc. There were other divisions in the society like caste. Brahmins and Kshatriyas were considered as upper class. This was what the condition of the society around 200 years ago. Vaishyas were the money lenders and traders. We have already studied the caste system. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. Brahmanas and Kshatriyas enjoyed the top class, whereas the Vaishyas and Shudras, they were considered to be the deprived, especially the Shudras. Shudras were the peasants and the artisans. Untouchables were to serve the upper caste, so they have to help or they have to work as you can say casual labor to the higher classes or caste like Brahmins and Kshatriyas. They were most ill-treated sections of the society. I am talking about the untouchables. Debates and discussions on social customs and practices began. So this was the condition of the society in those days, and now what we want is somewhat modification, change. So for that the debates and discussions were held. New forms of communications like books, newspapers, then leaflets, etc. have a new dimension of thought. Now people began to know wider how through the newspapers, through the journals, through the books and all. They now started reading the condition of the women in the other countries, wherein the condition of the women was far excellent than that of India. All kinds of social and political, economic and religious issues could now be debated and discussed by men and women. So after that they used to discuss those topics on those topics, and debates and discussions used to held. Now you can see the first image in this. I think I have not missed. Yeah, yes, this is only. This is an image of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, great reformer, social reformer. These debates were often initiated by Indian reformers and reform groups, and as you can see, he is one of the reformer. Raja Ram Mohan Roy formed Brahmo Samaj, very important, and advocated greater freedom and equality for women. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Brahmo Samaj. He is a great social reformer. Now changing the lives of the widows, as I told you initially, sati system. You can see the what is sati system and through the images also. Let me little bit zoom it out. Zoom. Raja Ram Mohan Roy began a campaign against the practice of sati, and we'll see what is sati. Many British officials, what is sati is not mentioned. The sati is that if the husband of the wife or a woman if he dies for any reason, it may be due to sickness or due to accident or due to war, for any reason if he dies, then his wife, she has to she has to jump on the pyre of her husband. दैट मीन्स उनका चिता के ऊपर, वो तो जीवित है, वाइफ तो जीवित है, फिर भी अपने हस्बैंड का चिता के ऊपर उसको मतलब जाके उसको खुद को सुइसाइड करना टाइम, शी हैज़ टू कमिट हर सेल्फ सुइसाइड ऑन द फ्यूनरल पायर ऑफ हर हस्बैंड. कोई भी रीज़न से हस्बैंड का डेथ होता है तो वो ज़माने में सती का सिस्टम के हिसाब से, सोसाइटी के सती के सिस्टम के हिसाब से उनको अपना हस्बैंड का फ्यूनरल पायर के ऊपर जंप करके शी हैज़ टू मतलब डाई. दैट इज़ द सिंपल रीज़न. यू कैन सी इन द इमेज ऑल्सो, हस्बैंड का डेड बॉडी तो नीचे ही है और सती जो करने जा रही है, जिसका वाइफ हस्बैंड गुजर गया है, वो अपने फ्यूनरल पायर पे जंप. नाउ इन मेनी केसेस देर आर पॉसिबिलिटीज़ दैट सम दे वेर विलिंग टू, हाँ सामने से ओके हस्बैंड डाइड मीन्स दे आर रेडी टू, बट मेनी आर दे आर नॉट रेडी टू, and at that time the society they used to forcefully they put her on the funeral pyre, and Rajaram considered that it is a very bad system. So one, if a particular person, if he dies automatically, if he dies by fate or by any reason, why his wife has to commit suicide or why she has to commit sati? That was a big question, and he considered that that is a blunder or is a very or you can say is not a justified system. So he was against to that. So let's see. Raja Ram Mohan Roy began a campaign against the practice of sati. Many British officials criticized Indian traditions and customs. Okay, at that time the British officials were also there. They were also against of this. But the Indians tried to say that why you are interfering in our internal affairs. So the British, they wanted to put this system to an end, but they remained quiet. क्योंकि वो बोलते थे कि तुम हमारे सिस्टम में क्यों दखल दे रहे हो, तो चुप गए. अब राजा राम मोहन राय, ही इज़ ए इंडियन, तो इंडियन रिफॉर्मर, और वो दोनों मिलके वो कुछ समाज में परिवर्तन लाते हैं, कुछ सिस्टम लाते हैं, कुछ एक्ट करते हैं. ओके, कानून है तो ही कानून को फॉलो करते हैं, अदरवाइज कानून नहीं है तो उसको पालन भी करने वाला कोई नहीं रहता है. सो दे सपोर्टेड हिम, एंड इन 1829 sati was banned. So again very important, 1829 sati system was banned with the help of British by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. In the Telugu speaking areas of the Madras Presidency, Veerasalingam Pantulu, he is one more reformer, Veerasalingam Pantulu formed an association for widow remarriage. See, widows, once their husband dies, okay, sati may be existing in one area, maybe in another area it was not existed all over India. एक कोई प्रदेश में चालू था, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सभी जगह में चालू था. और वीरसलिंगम तेलुगु प्रेसिडेंसी, तेलुगु रीजन मद्रास प्रेसिडेंसी, ही फॉर्म्ड अ विडो मैरिज रीमैरिज. अगर हस्बैंड का डेथ होता है तो विडोज़ को एक मौका देना चाहिए रीमैरिज के लिए. Swami Dayanand Saraswati founded Arya Samaj in 1875 and supported widow remarriage. So many important dates plus important formations. So 1875, one more important date, and 1829 already. So okay, let's. Girls began now going to school. Wow. Many reformers felt that to improve the condition of the women and educating the girl is very necessary. Only through education it is possible to improve the condition of the girls. Many reformers in Bombay and Vidyasagar in Calcutta set up schools for girls. Many people fear that schools would take girls away from home and prevent them doing their domestic duties. What are the domestic duties? झाड़ू लगाना, पोछा लगाना, कपड़ा धोना, बच्चों को देखभाल करना, सिबलिंग्स को देखभाल करना, यही तो domestic chores. तो domestic duties होता है. So many also feared that if the girls began going home, so they will, who will do all these things? Later, girls' schools were also set up by Arya Samaj in Punjab and Jyotiba Phule in Maharashtra. So, that is separate girls' schools. In aristocratic means in strict, okay, Muslim families in North India, women learned to read the Quran in Arabic. Arabic means they also started learning Quran in Arabic, their holy book. They were taught by women who came to home to teach them. See, at that time, again, a little more restriction on the Muslims. So Muslims girls, they were not allowed to go to school. On the other hand, the teacher used to come to home, especially to learn them Quran and all. Women write about women. अभी women दूसरे women के बारे में बोलने लगे, लिखने लगे. Who are they? Muslim women like Begum of Bhopal promoted education among women and founded a primary school for girls at Aligarh. So Aligarh, Begum of Bhopal. So those who have already highlighted ones, so you have to make a point, you have to note it somewhere. Begum Rukia Shikawat Hussain started schools for Muslim girls in Patna and Calcutta. Then Begum Rukia Shikawat. So Muslim girls in Patna and Calcutta. Indian women began to enter universities by 1880s. So university means for higher education. And some of them trained to be doctors and teachers too. Then Tarabai Shinde published a book, Stri Purusha Tulna, Stri Purusha Tulna, Stri or Purusha ko tulna karna, comparative, criticizing the social differences between men and women. Pandita Ramabai, about her you have already studied in your previous classes or chapter, I don't know. A great scholar of Sanskrit wrote a book about the miserable lives of the upper class Hindu women. So upper class Hindu women, still the condition is very, very utter, very poor, being upper class. So you can see the image, that is Pandita Ramabai. She founded a widow's home at Pune to shelter widows who had been treated badly by their husband's relatives. Okay, husband's relatives कौन होते हैं? देवर होता है, जेठ होता है, सासू होता है, ससुर जी होता है, ननद होते हैं. तो जिनका हस्बैंड का डेथ हो गया कि वो जो विडोज है, they were badly treated by the husband's relative. तो she opened a school for such people or such women, that is widows home at Pune. By the end of 19th century, women themselves were actively working for reform. Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose too gave their support to demand for greater equality and freedom for women. Then next comes caste and social reform. I'll be a little bit hurry up over here. Social reformers criticized caste inequalities. Then Paramahams Mandal was founded in 1840 in Bombay. You might have heard the name Ramakrishna Paramahams and his wife Sharada Devi. And Ramakrishna Paramahams was the great guru of Swami Vivekananda, and worked for the abolition of caste, removal of caste system. Christian missionaries began setting up schools for tribal groups and lower caste children. Poor children, or I can say poor, began shifting to cities in search of new jobs. Then some also went to work in plantations in Assam. We have already seen that when the tribal people, they lost over the rights over the forest land, they shifted to other places in search of new jobs. Working conditions were hard, but there was an opportunity for the poor to get rid of humiliation they suffered. तो उनको एक तो वर्किंग कंडीशन तो हार्ड था, बट वो जो ह्यूमिलेशन जो उनको क्या इतना पुअर कंडीशन फेस करना पड़ता था, अपमान सहना पड़ता था, वो सब से अभी दूर हो गए वो लोग. working army too offered opportunity to low caste and Mahar regiment was in this way Mahar caste. You might have heard about Mahar regiment, Mahar caste, wherein Dr. Ambedkar he belonged to this Mahar caste. Then demands for equality and justice. By the second half of 19th century, people from within the lower caste began organizing movements against the caste discrimination. Means people within their caste, they wanted now what's called modification, change, and demanded social equality and justice. The Satnami movement of Central India was founded by Ghazi Das, who came from a low caste. In Eastern Bengal, Haridas Thakur Mauta sect worked among the low caste Chandala cultivators and questioned Brahmanical texts that supported the caste system, and efforts were made to create a sense of self-esteem among the subordinate caste. So all these things you have to read in detail in the textbook. Then Ghulam Giri, Jeet Paddhat, Jeet system, Jeeta. Jyotirao Phule was a prominent low caste leader, is a male, not female. He attacked the Brahmins that who claimed that they were superior to other, hence they were Aryans like that. He was against to them. He argued that the Aryans were the foreigners. Foreigners means outsiders who were subjugated those who lived before Aryans. According to Phule, the upper caste had no right to their land and power. The land belonged to the indigenous. Indigenous means जो यहाँ से पुराने से पहले से रहते आए हैं people, and who were called as the low caste. So Brahmins began to say that this, since we belong to the higher caste, this land we have the right over land and all. And Jyotirao Phule, he was against to that by saying that it belonged to the original people, inhabitants, original inhabitants, that is the poor low caste people. Phule proposed that Shudras and Ati Shudras, Shudra में भी नीचे वाले, should unite to challenge the caste system. And this is Jyotirao Phule, you can see. He founded Satya Shodhak Samaj. He wrote a book called Ghulam Giri and dedicated it to all Americans who fought for the free of slaves. क्योंकि अमेरिका में भी ये चलता था, गुलाम गिरी चलते थे ना, नीग्रोस थे उसके लिए. This movement of our caste reform were continued by Dr. Ambedkar and E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. So you can see this image, very well-known person. Ambedkar, born not a Mahar family, experienced caste prejudice since his childhood. मतलब वो जब किए थे तो महार कास्ट में इतना रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं था, फिर भी था उसके ऊपर. He started temple entry movement because he belonged to Mahar caste, untouchable, and for those community entering to temple was banned in those days. So with his effort he started temple entry movement. Even the untouchables can enter the temples and all, to make everyone see that power and caste prejudice within the society. So this is what the first part says about women, caste and reform. So stay tuned for the second part. In the meantime, you have to read at home and you have to start your preparation for your upcoming examination, that is PT3. It will be held soon in this month, at the end of this month. So keep watching, keep listening to your parents and take care of yourself. Bye bye and have a nice time.